Let's answer one of the biggest questions women are asking in the GLP-1 right now. What is this medication actually doing? Women our age are especially interested in knowing because we do, um, we don't want to take something simply because the internet is excited about it, right? We, I'm trying to get this fixed here. All right, here we go. Um, we want to know what it's doing inside our bodies, why it may be changing our appetite, and how it can keep quiet food thoughts that some of us have been fighting most of our lives, right? Basically, how does it help us lose weight and get healthier? That's what we want to know. And I did some research, quite a lot of research, and you are not going to believe how simple. A GLP-1 medication does not crawl inside your body with a tiny hammer and start breaking up fat cells. Okay. It does not melt fat. It does not magically speed up your metabolism. And it definitely is not a little personal trainer hiding inside that injection pen, yelling, drop and give me 20. What it actually does is it works. I can't get this to stop messing with me. It works with the signals of your body that it already uses. Okay. What does that mean? I mean, stick with me for just a minute because I'm going to tell you all about it. If we haven't met yet, I'm Rhonda Jean Dillard, and I have a very important question for you. What if your best years are not behind you? You are not here to get back to who you were. You are here to become the strongest, healthiest version of yourself that you have ever imagined. Right? Isn't that what you want? We don't want to know. We don't want to be who we were. Even in our 20s, we don't want to be them. We've learned way too much, right? Now, we know that food and movement matter, but we also know that mindset is what keeps getting healthy from feeling like punishment. We know that, but we haven't practiced it. And whether you're using medication or considering it, maybe you can't take it, you don't want to take it, or you are just improving your health without medication. You are definitely welcome here. We are women working to improve our health, feel stronger, quiet some of the chaos around food, right? And lose weight when losing weight supports the life and the health that we want. Um, the medication may be one of the tools now, but it's not the membership card. It's not the key to everything. Now, GLP-1 stands for glucagon, I guess. Glucagon-like peptide 1. No wonder they call it GLP-1, right? That is quite a mouthful for something that your body naturally makes after you eat. GLP-1 is one of the messengers that helps your body respond to food. It is not involved, it is involved in your blood sugar control, your digestion, your appetite, and the feeling that you've had enough, that satiation, right? Some medications copy or strengthen that GLP-1 message. Tirzepatide and the GIP. And people often place it under the general GLP-1 umbrella, and that's fine. But it's technically working with both. So here's the easiest way. I thought about this and thought about this, but this is the easiest way I know to understand what these medications may do. First, they help amplify the message between your body and your brain that says, I have eaten, we are satisfied. We do not have to keep hunting through the kitchen like there's a cash prize in the cracker box. For some people, that means less physical hunger. It may mean feeling satisfied with a smaller amount of food. It may also mean fewer cravings or less of that constant thinking about what to eat. Lordy mercy, I don't miss that at all. Or when to eat, or what might be hiding in the pantry. That constant chatter is what many of us call food noise. All right. The medication does not erase every thought about food. We still have to eat. We still have to plan meals and live in the world where somebody flashing a pizza or a Mickey D's commercial is on every 11 minutes, right? But for some people, the volume changes, and as it has for me. Um, I mean, that's been one of the most surprising parts, even though I knew I'd heard that before. That's been one of the best parts of my own experience so far. I mean, I researched this medication before I agreed to take it. Actually, I've been researching it for quite a while. I did not walk into this blind. If you know me, that's me. I research everything. I wanted to understand the benefits, the risks, and what I was putting in my body. Okay. But reading about reduced appetite on a piece of paper is not the same as standing in your own kitchen and realizing that the snack voices aren't shouting at you anymore. It's not the same as recognizing that you could eat something, but you don't have to feel driven to eat everything or something else after you've already eaten something. It's not the same as noticing that food has kind of stopped occupying quite so much space in your head. And that's when I began wondering, so, what is this medication actually doing that decades of trying harder could not do? I mean, decades, mindset work, trying harder not to think about food, right? Now, the second thing it can do is slow down how quickly food leaves your stomach, particularly when the treatment begins or the dosage is upped, right? That can make you feel full longer, and it can also slow how quickly sugar from a meal reaches your bloodstream. The stomach slowing effect can be the strongest after that first dose, and it may lessen as your body adjusts. In plain English, the meal may stay with you longer instead of packing its little suitcase and racing out of your stomach before your brain has time to realize you ate. Okay. That can be helpful, but it's also one reason some people experience nausea and constipation and diarrhea. I haven't had that, that's for sure. Uncomfortable bloating and, even a lot of fullness or other digestive problems. All right. This medication is known for that. It is a very powerful support, but powerful support deserves respect. I mean, side effects, medication interactions, and personal health conditions belong in a conversation with your healthcare provider, your doctors, okay? Not in a guessing game on social media, please. I'm just here to give you information I found and how I have learned. The third thing about these medications, it does involve blood sugar, all right? When blood sugar rises, GLP-1 based medications can help the pancreas release insulin, from what I understand. Some also release glucagon, okay, which, as I understand it, is a hormone that can tell the liver to release more sugar into the bloodstream. I don't know. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, that's for sure. Now, tirzepatide can also improve how the body responds to insulin. The simple version is this: it helps the body handle the sugar coming from the food more effectively. And that matters deeply to me because I'm not taking this medication just to chase a smaller number on the scale. I do have diabetes, and that's why you're actually prescribed it, right? I have health concerns, but I can tell you right now, after 6 weeks of being on this medication, I my my average, I have not taken an A1C test because that's a 3 month thing, right? But if you look at my um, numbers on my sensor, my glucose sensor, see it right here, Freestyle Libre, um, my numbers show that my average has gone from about 130 average to about a 106 average, which puts me way down at a 6.0, 6.1, or 5. No, it's even lower than that, 5.8 um, A1C. That's incredible for me, right? It hasn't been that like that in a long time. Now, my scale has not always put on a great performance for my efforts. I have lost a couple of pounds, a few pounds, but sometimes that rascal barely moves, okay? But I have noticed my blood sugar patterns. I have noticed quieter food thoughts. I have noticed a smaller appetite and a different relationship with the portion of food that I'm eating as well. I don't have to eat everything on my plate. If I always end up leaving a few bites. Those changes do matter, even when the scale is acting like it did not receive the memo. Okay. Um, Now, here's where the answer gets a little bit more complicated. The medication may change some of the signals, but it does not build the rest of your life. It may help you feel satisfied sooner, but it can't decide how you nourish your body with the smaller amount you are eating. I have to tell myself I can't have chicken nuggets every single day, right? I have to have real food. Thank God for cottage cheese and pineapple. And it may quiet cravings significantly, but it can't teach you what to do when you are a little depressed or sad or lonely or bored or angry or tired or looking for comfort. Okay. Now, it may create quiet in your head, a quiet that you may never have experienced before, but it cannot decide what you build inside that silence. It cannot strengthen your muscles for you. It cannot drink your water. It cannot move your body or protect your sleep, or challenge an old belief or heal the years of shame that you had, right? I know that we all have those years of shame about our weight, but we need to work on that, okay? And the medicine definitely cannot promise that the food noise will never become louder again. Remember that. That's where we come in. That is why I keep saying that the shot is a tool, not the whole plan. The medication may quiet the food noise, but it will not lead your life for you. Mindset is still the steering wheel. And perhaps the biggest thing these medications are changing is not simply the size of women's bodies, but that's impressive. They are changing the conversation about why weight loss has been so difficult for so many people like me for all these years. I mean, for years, many of us were told, eat less and move more, try harder. And we tried meal plans and we counted points and carbs and calories and probably the number of almonds that were legally allowed in a handful. I mean, we exercised and we restarted every Monday. We promised ourselves that this time we would be stronger, right? Then we blamed ourselves when the hunger and the cravings and the blood and the food thoughts eventually became louder than our plan did. And what do? Build it again and start over Monday. But now, some women like me are experiencing a biological tool that changes those signals. For the first time, we're realizing maybe my struggle was never proof that I was lazy or broken. I mean, come on now. That realization can shake up your whole history. It has. My whole story has changed. It does not mean our choices never mattered, of course. It means that our choices were being made inside a body and a brain that were sending powerful messages that not only were we too blind to understand them, but the whole world didn't see them either. Understanding that does not remove personal responsibility, of course. It removes unnecessary shame. And let me make something really clear. Taking medication is not cheating. It took me a while. I had to figure that out. Using a tool recommended by your healthcare provider does not erase the work that you're doing. You have to do the work. You're still the one that's learning how to eat differently. You're still the one moving your body and protecting your strength and changing your relationship with food. But women who do not use medication are not doing the journey incorrectly either. You have to remember that. Sometimes it's just slower, right? Medication's not right for everyone. So there's no blame game here. Some women can't take it and some don't want it. I didn't want it for a while. I didn't want it for a long time. Some people can't even afford it or obtain coverage, which I'm very sorry. And I pray for people like that every single day. Some are making meaningful health changes without it. If my health risks had not increased dramatically over the past couple of months, where it is imperative now that my body let go of this weight, I would still be out there making slower progress. I promise. I mean, it was just an alternative that I had to choose. This movement is not divided into women who take the shot and women who do not. We are women who want to improve our health and create a life that feels better to live. Different bodies, different health histories, different tools, same opportunity to make the next right choice. I'm going to close the door real quick. Now, for women over 50, there is another important piece. When your appetite becomes smaller, each choice has a bigger job. We do not want to become smaller while becoming weaker. We need to talk with our providers about nutrition, protein, strength, hydration, side effects, and whether our bodies are getting what they need, right? And I'm here to help you with some of that. I've done a lot of research and I'm actually taking the medication. I mean, that conversation deserves its own video because, honey, eating half a cracker and calling it lunch or some chicken nuggets and calling it lunch is not a long-term health plan. Okay. Even for myself, I still struggle, which is not crazy because I haven't been on this journey for that long. For today, I want you to remember this. A GLP-1 based medication works with signals involving appetite, fullness, digestion, and blood sugar control. It may reduce hunger and it makes it easier to feel satisfied with less food. For some people, it also quiets cravings and constant thoughts about food, like it's been doing for me. But it does not melt fat or build muscle for that matter. It does not replace healthy choices. It does not make someone morally superior, and taking it does not make anyone a cheater. Okay, I want y'all to remember that. It is a tool that may create space. And the question becomes, what will we build in that space? Your next right choice today is simply to notice. Whether you use medication or not, notice that the signals that you're receiving are that they're really there. Okay, I want you to think about them. When do you feel hungry? When do you feel satisfied? Are you eating because your body needs food or because an old pattern has walked into the room wearing a snack voice? Don't judge the answer, just get curious about it. All right, because the moment you stop treating every struggle like a personal failure, you can finally start learning what your body and your mind are actually asking for. We just haven't been listening. Now, remember, you are not here for perfection, all right? We aren't teaching that here on this channel. You are here for elevation, one right choice at a time. And remember that you have one life and make it the one you are meant to live, and the one that you've always wanted to live. Okay, guys, y'all have a great evening, and I will see you next time.